What is the main motivation behind the research presented in the paper?
The main motivation behind the research presented in the paper is to investigate the potential harm that may arise from the increasing reliance on generative AI, such as large language models, LLMs, in shaping human knowledge and information access. The researchers are concerned about the possibility of knowledge collapse, where the long tails of knowledge, including niche, specialized, and eccentric perspectives, may be neglected over time due to the widespread adoption of AI-generated content. They aim to explore under what conditions individuals may be able to prevent knowledge collapse by actively seeking out diverse information sources and investing in innovation or learning beyond what AI technology provides. The research delves into the dynamics of how AI-mediated access to information could lead to a narrowing of perspectives and a reduction in the breadth of human knowledge. The study also considers the implications of recursive dependence on AI systems and the importance of maintaining a balance between AI-generated content and human-curated information to preserve the diversity of knowledge. Ultimately, the researchers seek to offer insights and possible solutions to prevent knowledge collapse in the AI era and to encourage a more comprehensive and inclusive approach to information access and knowledge preservation.
How does the paper define knowledge collapse?
The paper defines knowledge collapse as the progressive narrowing over time of the set of information available to humans, along with a concomitant narrowing in the perceived availability and utility of different sets of information. It refers to the reduction in the long tails of knowledge due to dependence on generative AI, such as large language models, which may lead to a curtailing of eccentric and rare viewpoints that contribute to a comprehensive understanding of the world. This narrowing occurs as reliance on AI-generated content, which is often truncated and biased towards popular or central knowledge, increases over time. The concept of knowledge collapse is illustrated in the simulation study, where public knowledge converges towards a truncated distribution, leading to a significant distance from the true distribution. The paper emphasizes the importance of being aware of the value of niche, specialized, and eccentric perspectives that may be neglected by AI-generated data and continuing to seek them out to prevent knowledge collapse.
What are the potential harms of AI-generated content, according to the paper?
The potential harms of AI-generated content, as outlined in the paper, include the progressive narrowing of the set of information available to humans over time, leading to a reduction in the long tails of knowledge. This narrowing can result in a collapse of knowledge, where eccentric and rare viewpoints are neglected, impacting the comprehensive vision of the world. Excessive reliance on AI-generated content can lead to a distortion of public knowledge towards the center, with underrepresentation of tail knowledge. The paper highlights that the availability of cheap AI approximations may not necessarily increase public knowledge, but can actually distance it from the truth. The impact of relying on AI is influenced by factors such as the discount rate for AI-generated content, the speed of updating on the value of innovation, the extent of truncation in AI-generated content, and the presence of generational effects in AI systems. The study suggests that strategic measures should be taken to prevent complete reliance on AI models, avoid recursively dependent AI systems, and ensure representativeness across the distribution of possible answers provided by AI. Additionally, attention should be given to preserving the diversity of information, distinguishing human from AI-generated data, and promoting diverse inputs and monitoring the diversity of outputs in AI systems.
Explain the concept of model collapse, as discussed in the paper.
The concept of model collapse, as discussed in the paper, refers to a phenomenon where AI models, such as large language models, LLMs, are trained on data produced by an earlier version of the same model, leading to a loss of information. There are two types of model collapse identified in the paper: early model collapse and late model collapse. Early model collapse occurs when the tails of the distribution are lost due to statistical error or functional approximation error, leading to a reversion to the mean. On the other hand, late model collapse may occur when a model converges with narrow variance on a distribution unlike the original data. The paper provides evidence of model collapse in LLMs and other models, showing that training LLMs on synthetic data can lead to diminishing lexical, semantic, and syntactic diversity. The concept of model collapse highlights the potential harm that can arise from over-reliance on AI-generated content, which may neglect the long tails of knowledge and result in a reduction in the diversity of information available to individuals and society over time.
How does the paper suggest individuals can prevent knowledge collapse in society?
The paper suggests that individuals can prevent knowledge collapse in society by being aware of the value of niche, specialized, and eccentric perspectives that may be neglected by AI-generated data and actively seeking them out. Additionally, it is important to avoid building recursively dependent AI systems, where one AI system provides answers based on another AI-generated summary, by distinguishing human-generated data from AI-generated data. Furthermore, measures should be put in place to ensure safeguards against widespread or complete reliance on AI models, such as having humans provide feedback on distortions or simplifications introduced by AI-generated content. Another way to prevent knowledge collapse is to endogenize the choice of public subsidies to protect tail knowledge, similar to how governments support academic and artistic endeavors that may be under-provided by the private market. It is also crucial to ensure that AI-generated content is as representative as possible of the full distribution of knowledge to preserve the diversity of information. By taking these steps, individuals can help mitigate the harmful effects of knowledge collapse in society caused by the over-reliance on AI-generated content.
What role does generative AI, such as large language models, play in the context of knowledge collapse, according to the paper?
Generative AI, such as large language models, LLMs, plays a significant role in the context of knowledge collapse, according to the paper. The paper highlights that the dependence on generative AI, like LLMs, may lead to a reduction in the long tails of knowledge within society. Specifically, the AI-generated content, which is often cheaper and more easily accessible, tends to reinforce popular or central viewpoints while neglecting niche, specialized, or eccentric perspectives. This reliance on AI-generated content over time can result in a narrowing of the diversity of information available to individuals, ultimately leading to a reduction in the breadth and richness of human knowledge. The paper emphasizes that the widespread adoption of AI models, if not carefully managed, can contribute to knowledge collapse by curtailing the exploration and preservation of diverse viewpoints and information sources.
Describe the simulation model used in the paper to study knowledge collapse.
The simulation model used in the paper to study knowledge collapse involves individuals deciding whether to invest in innovation or rely on AI-generated content. Individuals can choose to invest in traditional learning or use cheaper AI-enabled processes. The model allows for rational agents to prevent distortion from overdependence on central information by seeking out knowledge from the tail regions. The decision to invest in new information depends on the expected value of that information, and individuals update their beliefs based on previous rounds. The model approximates knowledge as a process of a probability distribution, with individuals contributing their knowledge to the public. The public knowledge probability distribution function is generated by gathering the most recent samples, and individuals' investments in innovation have positive spillovers to move public knowledge towards the truth. The model also considers the impact of generational turnover, where new generations may fix their epistemic horizon based on the previous generation. The simulation results show that reliance on AI-generated content can lead to a reduction in long tails of knowledge, with public knowledge collapsing towards the center when AI is used excessively. The model explores the impact of discount rates, updating on the value of samples, the truncation of AI-generated content, and generational effects on knowledge collapse.
What are the key factors that contribute to the collapse of knowledge distribution, according to the paper?
The key factors that contribute to the collapse of knowledge distribution, according to the paper, include the excessive reliance on AI-generated content, the generational compounding of errors in AI systems, and the truncation of knowledge by AI, leading to a reduction in the long tails of knowledge. The paper highlights that as AI reduces the cost of truncated knowledge, public knowledge collapses towards the center, neglecting eccentric and rare viewpoints that maintain a comprehensive vision of the world. Additionally, the recursive interdependence of AI systems, where they use other AI-generated content as inputs or suffer from generational effects, can exacerbate the collapse of knowledge distribution. Moreover, the extent to which AI-generated content is representative of the full distribution of knowledge plays a crucial role in preventing knowledge collapse. The paper emphasizes the importance of individuals being aware of the value of niche perspectives, avoiding overdependence on AI models, and seeking out diverse inputs to maintain a comprehensive knowledge distribution.
How does the paper suggest managing AI adoption to prevent knowledge collapse?
The paper suggests managing AI adoption to prevent knowledge collapse by implementing safeguards against widespread reliance on AI models. It proposes measures such as ensuring there is human oversight and feedback on AI-generated content, protecting niche perspectives that may be neglected by AI, avoiding recursively dependent AI systems, distinguishing human-generated data from AI-generated data, and preserving access to unmediated texts. Additionally, the paper recommends endogenizing the choice of public subsidies to protect diverse information, monitoring the revenue streams of journalists, and focusing on representativeness across a distribution of possible responses rather than just correcting hallucinations of verifiable facts. Furthermore, it emphasizes the importance of frameworks for reinforcement learning from human feedback, shaping model outputs to reflect diversity of perspectives, and considering the diversity of inputs and outputs in AI training data. Overall, the paper highlights the need for a thoughtful and balanced approach to AI adoption that prioritizes the preservation of diverse knowledge and perspectives to prevent knowledge collapse in society.
Discuss the implications of recursively dependent AI systems in the context of knowledge collapse.
Recursively dependent AI systems, where one AI system relies on outputs from another AI system, can exacerbate knowledge collapse by perpetuating the distortion and narrowing of information. This recursive interdependence can lead to a reduction in the diversity of knowledge and perspectives available to individuals over time. In the context of knowledge collapse, recursively dependent AI systems can reinforce the centralization of information around popular or common viewpoints, neglecting niche, specialized, or eccentric perspectives that may be crucial for a comprehensive understanding of the world. This can further exacerbate the problem of AI-generated content, leading to a reduction in the long tails of knowledge, as individuals may become increasingly reliant on truncated or simplified information provided by AI systems. To mitigate the negative implications of recursively dependent AI systems in the context of knowledge collapse, measures should be taken to distinguish human-generated data from AI-generated data. Safeguards should be implemented to prevent complete reliance on AI models and ensure that there is a balance between AI-generated content and human-curated information. Additionally, efforts should be made to preserve access to unmediated texts and diverse sources of information to maintain the richness and diversity of knowledge available to individuals. By avoiding recursively dependent AI systems and promoting a diverse range of inputs and outputs, the detrimental effects of knowledge collapse due to AI reliance can be mitigated, allowing for a more comprehensive and inclusive distribution of knowledge within society.